could not connect.
This meeting is being recorded.
So, hi Sumit. So today we are going to cover the topics related to distribution of app and how to like create the application on the App Store to submit it on App Store and the steps to like upload. So let me share my screen. Oh, is it visible? My screen. Okay. Okay, so like in this particular session, so we are going to cover three topics. One is like code signing. What is exactly code signing? Then installing on device and the build distribution. Okay, so like let's start with code signing. So basically, what is the code signing? So code signing is the process to digitally sign any form of the code confirmed to the author of that particular code, which guarantees that the code has not been changed or corrupted since it was signed. So basically, code signing is like there are two ways. Like in Xcode, basically, we have to like to like sign that particular code, so we can manually. So we will cover like how to that particular code. Okay, so like before start with the code signing, so first of all, like we have to create the CSR file, that is a certificate signing request file by using the keychain. So this CSR file is like it useful for creating the certificates and which signs our private key with that particular certificate. So that is why we have to generate this CSR file. So for every certificate we have to generate that CSR file only once, and we can use that one CSR file for creation of any of the certificate. So by using the keychain, you have to click on that particular certificate assistant, and from over there you can request or certificate from the certificate authority. So once you click on that option, so it will ask your email ID, and we have to click the option like save to disk instead of email to CA. So we are going to store it locally. So after like particular saving on that particular CSR file uh, on the device. Okay, so we are going to use that particular CSR file to generate the certificates. Okay, now there are two types of certificates. One is like the development certificate, which is generally we are using at the time of development. Like locally we have to deploy the application on the internal devices, so that we can run the application while debugging or in a development mode. So we can use that development certificate. And the distribution certificate is like if we have to upload the app on the App Store on the test flight, then we can use that particular distribution of certificate. So let's start with the certificate creation process. So for that particular, you have to log in on the developer portal. Okay, so let me open the developer portal. Yeah, so this is the developer portal. Okay, so here you have to click on the certificate IDs and profiles. So there are two ways, like either on the left panel or the center one. So you can click on any of them. Once you click on the certificate identifiers and profile, okay, so it will navigate to that particular page. It's loading. It's some internet issue, I guess. It's not loading. Yeah, it's loading now. Okay, now as you can see, there are like five options, like the certificate identifiers, devices, profiles, and more. Okay, so like So before creating the certificates, we will move to the identifier. So basically identifiers are the unique identifiers, or we can say the bundle identifier, which is unique for each application. And we have to create bundle identifier for the new application. So let's say you are going to develop any new application. So you have to add new bundle identifier over here. And basically the nomenclature we are following for the bundle identifier is like com dot the company name and followed by the product name. So basically like we have one example like com dot josoftware dot coc, like coc stands for call of conduct. So the nomenclature that we are following while creating the identifier is com dot the company name dot product name. This is what the standard we are following. Okay. And once you register your identifier, then we are going to create the certificate. Okay, so like as you can see, there are many certificates we have already created. So to create any new certificate, so you have to click on this plus icon. Okay, once you click on this plus icon, so you will get several options. Right now there are like these many certificates are created, so which we have to create only once. So these options are not visible over here, but we can create Apple development certificate, iOS app development certificate, Mac development certificate. Okay, so basically the difference between Apple development certificate is like it's a generic certificate which you can use for the iOS, Mac OS, tvOS or watchOS development. And the iOS app development is only used for the iOS app development. Oh, and like this, you will get the options like to create the distribution certificate, the APNS certificate. So you will get these options over here. Right now, it's not visible here, but we will have these options over here. So if you click on iOS app development, Apple development certificate, how to click on continue. Okay, now you have to choose the CSR file. That is what we have generated, and we stored it on our local device. So we have to choose that particular CSR file. Okay, and like after choosing that particular CSR file, the certificate will get generate, and we have to download that certificate and we have to place that certificate in a keychain. So the steps are mentioned over here. So you have to click on certificate IDs and profile. Okay, so like this, you will get the number of list or the different types of certificate you can generate. So like as I mentioned, so you have to click on this plus button, then you have to choose which type of certificate you want to create. There are several options like Apple development, distribution, iOS app development, iOS distribution, development, and so on. So you have to choose any of the certificate you want to create. Then you have to click on continue. Then you have to choose the CSR file which you have generated. Okay, after choosing the CSR file, you have to download that certificate and you have to place that particular certificate in your keychain. So you can just simply double click on that particular certificate and it will automatically get inserted into your keychain. So like now, as I told you earlier, like how to create the identifier. So basically we are creating the bundle identifier for each application. So you have to click on the identifiers, then plus button, then you have to like uh, select, you have to set the name of that particular application and the bundle ID that is we are going to use for that particular application. So like here we have to mention the description, like what is the name of the application. Then we have to choose the bundle ID. So there are two options like explicit bundle ID or wildcard bundle ID. So explicit bundle ID is like we can say it's a one-time bundle ID, or only that particular bundle ID can be used for that particular application. But if we choose the wildcard, so like for the wildcard, the example will be com dot some product name dot star we can mention over there, and after instead of star we can append any what we can say, the app name or something, so that it will act as a different bundle ID for each of the application. So either we can create the explicit or wildcard. So uh, we are going to create like the explicit bundle ID. Okay, after inserting the bundle ID and the description, we have to click on the continue, and then we have to register that bundle ID. Okay, so after registration of bundle ID, so right now, like, we have created the certificate, we have registered the bundle ID for our application. Now we have to create the provisioning profile for that particular application. So basically, what is the provisioning profile? So provisioning profile is a combination of like team ID, bundle ID, app ID, device ID, and entitlements. So if you open the provisioning profile, you will get all these details in that particular provisioning profile. Also, it defines the role of running app inside the device. So like we have different kind of provisioning profiles, like we have the development provisioning profile, distribution, or ad hoc provisioning profile. So as per our usage, we can create the different types of provisioning profile from the developer portal. Also, the provisioning profile can also be created for the development and distribution. Like as I said, the distribution profile is needed in order to publish the app on the App Store. Also, the distribution is needed when you are going to like upload the application on the test flight. And to generate the distribution provisioning profile, you will require the app ID and distribution certificate. So same, to create the distribution provisioning profile, you require the distribution certificate, and for the development provisioning profile, you need development certificate. So now let's take how to create the provisioning profile. So we'll have like developer login. So over there, we'll try to create one provisioning profile. So you have to click on this profiles option. Let me choose different account so that I can create. Okay, so once you click on the profile option, you will get that plus icon. So you have to click on plus. Now it will ask what type of provisioning profile you want to create. So basically, there are under development, we have to create like the app development, tvOS or macOS, and under distribution, we have like ad hoc, App Store, tvOS, or the different type of distribution provisioning profiles. So let's take we'll create iOS app development profile. So once I click on this iOS app development profile, click on the continue option. Now it will choose for which application you have to create that provisioning profile. So we have to create the bundle ID for that particular bundle ID or that particular app. We have to create the provisioning profile. So once you click on the app ID, click on the continue option. Now we have to select the development certificate. Okay, so like for the development profile, we have to select the development certificate, and that particular development certificate should be in our keychain. Okay, so we have to click on that certificate, then we have to click on. Now we have to, as it's a development profile, so we have to select the devices on which we have to run that particular application. So we'll select all devices. Okay, so these are basically the registered devices which we have already registered for the development purpose. So these are the list of that particular devices, and after selecting all those devices, click on continue. Now you have to write the provisioning profile name, like the app name, or the like the development provisioning profile. So generally what the standard we are following, so like it's app name underscore development underscore profile. So likewise, we are following this standard, like the app name underscore development underscore profile. So if you are going to create the distribution, so we have to replace development as a distribution. So in that particular case, app name underscore distribution underscore profile. And once you click on that generate, the provisioning profile will get generated, and you have to then insert that particular provisioning profile into your Xcode. So this is how we are like creating the provisioning profiles. Okay. Yeah, so like again we are repeating the process. We have to click on the profiles, then plus icon. Then after plus icon, we have to choose like which kind of provisioning profile we want to create. So suppose I have click on the App Store, then click on continue. Then we have to choose the app ID. So for which app I'm going to use that particular provisioning profile. So we have to choose that particular app ID. Then click on continue. Then we have to create the certificate which is present in our keychain. Then we have to give the provisioning profile name and click on generate. Okay, and we have to download that particular provisioning profile. Okay, now either we can have like we now we have to sign that particular certificate and provisioning profile into our Xcode so that we can run application on the devices. So there are basically two ways. Either you can manually set those certificate and provisioning profile, or you can automatically manage signing. So if you click on automatically signing, so Xcode automatically create one development profile and the certificate, and you can directly run that particular application on the device, or you can like manually set it. Okay. So I'm just going to show you. So to set it manually, so like there is signing and capability option in the Xcode, and here you can set your provisioning profile. Okay, so you can download the profile from here, you can import the profile from here, and once you set that particular provisioning profile, we have to set the signing certificate. So this is the basically the certificate which is present in our keychain. So in this way we have to manually set the provisioning profile and certificate to run the application on the device, or you can have like automatically manage signing. So basically Xcode will create and update that particular provisioning profile and certificate for your system. So we have these two options. So this is how we are going to configure the provisioning profile and the certificate to run the application on the device, or to like create an IPA. Now basically if your development is done and now you have to publish that application on the store. Okay, so for that first of all we need to create the application on the store. So these are the steps like how to create the application on the store. So we have to log in on the App Store. So let me open that particular. Store. Under the apps, you have to choose the apps. Okay, so if you want to create the separate application, then you have to click on this plus icon and click on new app. So once you click on the new app, so it will ask what kind of application you want to create. Like we have to create like whether iOS application or the tvOS application. So we will choose like iOS application. Then we will give the name of that particular application. Then we will choose the primary language like the English by default language. Then we have to set the register bundle ID that we have already registered in the developer console. So we have to mention that particular bundle ID over here. Then we can mention the SKU. SKU is like the unique ID. So generally we are like setting the bundle ID as a SKU. and like the user access, like it's a limited access or full access. Like these are the access, like the what we can say, the login user access we can set over here. Okay, and once you create, so application gets created. Okay, so this is the like basic dashboard where you will see all these information related to your application. So your application name, your application privacy policy URL, like your bundle ID, SKU, your app ID name, your age rating, the primary language, and the category of our application. Like the suppose the category is like it's some kind of banking related application, then we can change the category to what we can say, finance or banking, something else. So we can set all these category and things in that particular App Store Connect dashboard. So right now, you suppose you have created the IPA file, and now you have to upload that IPA file to the App Store to publish it on store. Okay, so to basically generate the IPA file, we have to create, we have to choose the device from the Xcode. Then from that particular product menu, we have to click on the archive option, and from over there, this particular window, organizer window, will open after the successful generation of the archive file. Then we have to click that archive file and click on the distribute app button. Okay, then again there are four options like the App Store Connect, ad hoc, enterprise, or development. So these are the four options you can choose to upload the application on the store. So we are going to choose the App Store Connect. Then like we'll have some include bitcode and all those stuff. So basically including bitcode and enabling this checkbox, so basically the archive or the IPA file will get optimized. So this is why we are choosing the bitcode and all those things. Then we have to choose this signing certificate. Okay, which is present in our keychain. So basically to upload the app on the store, so we require a distribution certificate. So we'll choose the distribution certificate. Once we have all those data, we can upload this particular IPA file, and after successful upload, we'll get this kind of success window. Now we have to like redirect to the App Store Connect, and over there you will get that particular application. Okay, yeah. So the build which you have uploaded from the Xcode, so you can see that particular build over here in the store. Okay, then you can upload the screenshot of that particular application for the different types of devices, like the 6.5 inches devices, 5.5 inch, 12.9 inch, and all those. So after uploading all these devices and filling all those metadata required, so these are some like checkbox you have to check while submitting application for the review. So it's a content right related some checkbox, some advertisement identifier. If application uses some kind of advertisement, so we have to choose the checkbox in that particular case. So this checkbox we have to choose as per our requirement. And after all this done, so we have to submit that particular application for the review. And once the review is done, the application will get published on the store. So this is like overall process how to uh, create the application, create the IPA file, upload it on the store, how to configure the provisioning profile and certificate in the Xcode to build that particular application. So any questions, Sumit? Okay. All right. So thanks for joining.